former professional wrestler, world-class cosplayer, and amazing poet and writer in her own right. She has graced the presence of the show once again. How you doing?
I'm not done hearing compliments. Continue.
Okay, let's see. She's pretty. She's amazingly talented. She has a marquee of excellence, and she intimidates the fuck out of Chuck Pano. I do want to get to the
Everybody.
Interview. Well, okay, everybody, including me. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Still not done.
Is that good? Is that good?
No, not done.
Okay, look, this is getting tricky because then I'm gonna have to hit the really genuine stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. Like I might break the ice, and then the whole thing goes to
Tell me more about myself. I do love hearing these things.
You're secretly probably one of the sweetest people I've ever interviewed.
Don't tell people that, goodness.
Yeah, no, I warned you. You still wanted compliments, and there we go. You might be one of the sweetest people. I'm sorry. I hate to break this to you, but you literally might be one of the sweetest people. I don't.
Unbiased journalism at its finest, people.
Yes. So, that all said, and start those cold daggers. How have you been?
I had an MRI today, and now I have a headache. Like, I don't get it. Why people give people MRIs that have loud noises? Like, let's find the source of your headache. It's like, it's a loud noise.
Dumb, yeah.
Give me another headache. Stupid. Like, you guys are supposed to be doctors and scientists, and I'm the smart one.
Sadly, sometimes this is true. Sometimes this is actually true. It's like, wait, what did you do? Why do I know this and you don't? I had a legit physics teacher that was teaching business math. It's frightening to know that this guy could do these big giant equations, but couldn't do basic addition.
I don't know what that is.
Think like algebra, geometry, like that weird.
Think.
Yeah. Those things. I'm sorry. But he couldn't do basic addition. Like a basic addition thwarted him. But he could do those big things. I never understood. I just don't. I just don't. So this was the curveball I was going to warn you about. But you actually really. So I do this every once in a while. I send people like these like audio messages. I think I caught you by surprise that I sent you one of those.
If people are wondering if he sent me something lewd or distasteful or untoward, he didn't. He just sent me a motivational message this week, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Usually I send those to other people, and this time I actually got one.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's just, I thought about last time we talked, it occurred to me especially with everything kind of going on in the wrestling scene, you've expressed the desire to try to get yourself back in the ring at least a little bit. And I was thinking, well, anyone can do it.
Well, I mean, it's a thought. I don't know if I would actually do it because, again, headaches and stuff. And one time, somebody said I'm 2 months away from getting back in there. The way that wrestling is, I could just theoretically go to practice for 2 months and then get signed, and that was really cool to hear.
I think I think. This is what I think. If it's something you really want to do, you should, even just to see how far you go, just a little bit. You don't have to go all the way. I don't feel for you. It's about where you end up. It's more about, can you do it? If that makes sense.
I know, right? I could. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. I just got summarily rejected by Miss Courtney about coming on the show, but that's okay.
Huh?
So I got rejected by a mutual friend of ours. I asked her if she would come on and illustrate on the show with me, and she said no, and that's okay. I get no's once in a while.
Did you ask her properly? She's royalty. You have to ask her nicely.
I was nicely. I was mostly nice. Yeah.
You need to ask her politely and nicely, because if it's the one that I'm thinking of, you have to extend royal invitations.
Okay. I will endeavor to do that.
Because your show is definitely worth the time to put into, and hell yeah. I just
I know it'd be
I
fun.
just shared a funny story about I don't know if it's the same one, but if it's I'll share a another story about another person named Courtney. This was funny because there's a artist that would like I as you know I share artist works and like any artist can come on my page and advertise their works, and that's the entire point of what I do during the pandemic and probably now after the pandemic too. Hopefully there will be a cure. Um, but like I didn't want artists to not have jobs, and I wanted them to keep thriving during the time of illness, and when there weren't any cons I wanted to have a place for them to go and have traffic. So I told them, hey, please come to my page and I'll share out your stuff, just let me know. Well, there was one artist that would hit me up like twice a week, at least once a week, but it was all the time, and he'd keep tagging me like share my stuff, which I would do, but it was excessive. So one time he got on my Insta and tried to start some crap. Like, can I swear on this?
Go right ahead, swear all
Okay.
you want.
He would like try to start some shit over this cover that Courtney Rose did, and he didn't know this at the time. But well, one, I don't do like artists tearing other artists down on my page. Like that's not okay, because the entire point is to be a safe haven for other artists to share their work and for me to share their work too. The other thing is you make yourself look like a total tool to the other artists that are on my page that see that. So I'm kind of doing you a favor by not letting you do that, but whatever. So anyway,
Yeah.
there was this awesome cover that she did, and I shared it out because I had just got it in my Kickstarter. So that's first off that like I had gotten this. This was like my choice of a cover that I had paid for and that I got as my Kickstarter, and I was sharing it to everybody. So this artist got on there and he's like, "Oh, this is what's wrong with this," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Like, so I kind of like joked it off and made a play on whatever it was he was saying just to keep it light and whatever. And he kept going, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is this guy's problem? So I still kept it light, kept it joking, and at that point I was like, if he's not gonna back off, I'll send him a PM or whatever, asking him to, be nice or get off my page, because I don't tolerate this. I share his stuff out all the time whenever he asks me, but he's not gonna be welcome here if he continues to do that. But luckily he's like, oh yeah, huh, that's pretty funny. Even I gotta laugh at that. But meanwhile, her cover is getting like all this love from other people because everybody's like, oh yeah, this is hot. This is awesome. Because duh, I have good taste. I'm not going to pick a cover that sucks. But yeah, she had this awesome, really hot cover. I actually posted on it. I think it was either today or yesterday. It was the Lily the Demoness cover. And so anyway, I was looking up today because I was like, I haven't gotten a post request from him for a couple of weeks now. I wonder what happened. He unfriended me. I was like, I didn't do anything to you, man. Like, you came on my page, started shit with another artist, like trying to crack her down, and like I did all this stuff for you, and like, all right. This is why I get like unfriended and shit. It's like I don't even do anything sometimes.
No,
some stuff I will do, but like sometimes it's like that is how you manage to get unfriended on December's page.
Yeah. Well, for me, I generally don't unfriend people.
Yeah,
Right?
that's how I am too.
I generally don't, but I will. So I basically two rules, and I only have two. Don't be a bigot, and that's in any way, shape, or form that I can possibly imagine. Just don't be a bigot, right? And second rule, not quite the same thing. Don't be a dick, or if you're going to be a dick, at least be an entertaining one, right? So I mean, that's right, the one or the other, right? So that's it. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care. I don't care. And I don't mean this in an insulting way. How you identify yourself in any way, shape, or form does not matter to me whatsoever. I will probably fuck it up once or twice. Don't hold it against me. I'm old, and I started talking to clouds not too long ago. So I'm getting up there. So I look at it kind of like that's it. But that's it. I really don't care. I'll agree with you. I'll disagree with you. I'll laugh with you. I'll cry. Whatever. I'm going to treat you like a human being. If you don't like where I stand, that's fine. I don't care. I'm too old to give a shit. And that's kind of where I'm at, right? So it's like, if you want, if this attitude came about ironically because of the pandemic. And again, what I have found is I have lost some people, but I have found like more people. Like I don't know what it is for the last like 2-3 weeks. I went from like 2350. I'm almost at 2450. 100 people followed me in like the last week. I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing. I'm just
Because you
like,
announced that I was going to be here.
yeah, that was part of it. I actually put you in my newsletter too. I'm trying something a little different with my newsletter. So I'm actually gonna. Here's the curveball. Here's the curveball. If you're okay with this, right? So I do like a motivational kind of like drawing everything. So first two I did were Naira, because I drew Naira X with Bill and Kat Moss, which was super fun to do. Would you be okay if I actually tried to draw you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I try. I can't promise
People
it'll be
request
good.
me all the time. You guys can draw. I'm flattered. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, but
mind.
again, it's the Canadian polite thing. See, like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to ask, because
that's really cool that everybody asks. I love that they ask. Like,
yeah,
but of course, yeah.
yeah. Well, of course you are.
I
You
am
missed a
like,
symbol.
I'm not gonna say. I mean, if you're gonna just please don't draw me holding like a, like a weird thing, like a, I don't know, like, hang on, let me think, like a
Yeah.
like an I Heart Superman flag, because I'm a Batman fan.
I wouldn't do that. Okay,
Guys
actually, that's a good
you guys
question.
are gonna like put me in a weird predicament if you guys are doing that.
No,
Everybody will know that you didn't have permission to do that. If I see that, they're
okay.
gonna be like, "You guys are fake. December's a Batman fan. I know that."
So you stomping on Superman would be okay though.
I'm not stomping on him because I'm not stupid. Like, you
Okay,
see that and you get pissed.
okay.
And then you come after me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, this is like what is what is this conversation? I like so what? Okay, so you Batman, you Batman, you with the Batman stuff, you're good. So okay, I asked this might sound like a strange question. Do you just go? Are skulls weird to you?
Weird in what sense?
I don't know.
I've taken pictures with them. I like them.
Okay, no, that's all I'm asking, right? See, so like again, just something I've noticed in my dating life. Like I find that women
like I study old phrenology pictures and the charts.
Okay. Well, see, I just in my dating life, I've noticed that women go for usually like three things: flowers, chocolate, or skulls. And I again, I had one of these epiphany moments about I'd say about a year ago, when I realized I thought the skull thing was a rarity. No, it's a common thing. It's actually more common than I realized. And then I have a German background, so then it's like I now understand my German barbaric ancestors just a little bit more now, because when some of them were scalping people, they weren't scalping people because for no other reason other than to impress their significant other. I now have a deeper understanding of human psychology. I had that little epiphany. It's like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I figured something out. It's like, oh God, I figured this out.
Well, you can see the pictures that I've taken with skulls. Rob Myers, my longtime friend and photographer, has taken pictures with me and skulls. They're in my photo albums on my Facebook. I write tons of poetry about skulls, catacombs, the human body, its organs, the internal like workings, like the nervous system. Like I have a like I actually like using real parts of the body to convey like feelings and how things work, because it's an actual like physical part of us.
Absolutely.
So like that skulls don't bother me. And then the brain, which I have problems with, is part of the skull, so I'm like constantly around it, and then it's fascinating to me. So yeah. And then also one of my favorite albums, Breaking Benjamin, Phobia, or not Phobia, sorry, Dear Agony. It's got the picture, the MRI picture of the brain, so it's pretty interesting to me then. So it's fascinating now.
Okay, cool. Like one of my favorite album covers is Tools Lateralis.
Yeah, a lot of people like that one.
Yeah, it's not my favorite Tool album, but it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Right. Schism though is a wicked song. I won't deny it. So it's a wicked song.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine would like play the cover songs for Tool, and people would just like lose their damn minds when that would go, Tool, oh my god.
Yeah, well, they're like incredibly meticulous musicians, right? Like
Yeah.
Schism's actually a math equation. They just turned it into a song, and it's just like that's brilliant on so many levels. And I'm like, okay,
when it's on your playlist though, and you're working out, you're like, oh, last song, I'm gonna work out too, Tool.
Yeah,
that's actually a meme.
Yes,
shit.
it is.
Tool, fuck.
No, for me, right now, I'm listening to pirate metal. I just interviewed a metal band from Spain. Yeah, but like melodic pirate metal. That's what I'm listening to right now. I'm picking one of the songs. They let me use one of the songs on an upcoming audio show, so it's kind of like it's really cool. So I mean, I'm getting exposed to a lot of different music. I'm trying to expand quietly into like the metal scene and like to do a few metal episodes every month now, just because it's part of my personality. I like metal. I like good metal, and get to meet different bands and keep expanding my repertoire. So that's kind of what I.
Make sure you try Viking metal.
I'm big on Monomarth fan.
Very good.
My Chuck Pinot story is the moment I mentioned that band, he went, okay, you're really in the metal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as you say metal and then like the Chuck Pinot stories, yeah.
Well, no, anyone can say you're a metal fan. Like Disturbed is technically metal. You. Yeah. Disturbed is technically metal. It's not, it's not what I would call like it's the equivalent of Backstreet Boys in metal. But I mean, and there's nothing wrong with Backstreet Boys if you like them. I'm not going to knock anybody that does. But let's be blunt, Backstreet Boys is a little bit more, how shall we say, manufactured than say Nightwish, like, right? So like there are levels to that, right? So, but that said, I mean, on a good day or a really bad day, I might be, depending on the day, you might hear me doing Backstreet Brat.
I never said this. That was him. I did not say that. Dave Draymond is from Chicago Pride, and he has the voice of an angel.
Yeah, no, you know what?
I
honestly,
would never ever say that about him.
Yeah. I straight up, I don't knock anybody for however they perform their art. Even the most commercial stuff is art. I have a lot more respect for it because I've done commercial video stuff now. It's like I have a lot more respect for that. Like commercial stuff can be as artistic as people just doing their own thing. Sometimes just solving a problem, the creativity is amazing. And I don't consider it like, again, I don't consider it like Nightwish or anything like that, but I don't have any disrespect to anybody that does pop of any kind, right? Good for them. And that's how I look at it. So I got to ask, did you watch Revolution?
No, I didn't get to. I was not invited because I'm a girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about the shit.
That's kind of how it goes. There's kind of like I kind of knew going in I wouldn't get to do that, but it's okay. I found out some results anyway. I did get to see the Sting splash from the balcony, which was hot. That was awesome. Loved it.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
I will say this though. So it is well known that yes, I was a wrestler, and yes, I was a wrestler for a long time, but I'm still a girl and therefore disqualified. So I knew that, but so yeah.
I will say, like, that's been my favorite pay-per-view so far this year. It was amazing. I was just wondering if you saw CM Punk's actual entrance, not the match.
No, I would have loved to have gotten to see it. I did want to go, but it's unfortunate. No.
Yeah.
I wanted to though.
I will say this: if you can find it, look it up. If you're especially a ring, this show was very Ring of Honor like. There's a lot.
I heard they were doing that because Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, so they were going back to the roots.
There's a lot of cool. No, there's also a lot of Code of Honor stuff. It was subtle, but it was there, and it was just like, oh my gosh, right?
I heard there's so much wrestling with Regal though too. There's like so much wrestling, and I am like all for that. I love Regal.
Yeah, no,
Been one of my
I no,
favorites
that
for
was.
years.
I don't want to spoil it because it's just worth watching. But okay, so my favorite two matches of the night, honestly, were Kingston Jericho. Really enjoyed that. It was probably one of the best openers I've ever seen.
Nice.
Right, it was really good. Moxley Danielson is my second favorite match of the night. That was the dog collar match without the dog collar. Pretty much just two guys.
Yeah, I heard that was the best one.
Yeah. Dog collars was my third favorite. I like it was one. I enjoyed Moxley Danielson a little bit more. I thought it was. So if it was in your head, like you enjoyed like the smarts of it, and not saying that, by the way, it's like comparing ice creams, vanilla or chocolate. If you like the one over the other, I am not going to knock you for it because it was worth it. But Punk and MJF was very much a culmination of a great story, and it was beautiful, and it made you feel a lot of really cool things, especially because MJF and Punk are great storytellers, and they told a masterful story in the ring.
Yep.
But Danielson and Moxley, I enjoyed a little bit more because it felt more like a fight. And the way it ended was it was just like it felt smarter, oddly, kind of like it just felt like two guys trying to outsmart each other as much as trying to outfight each other. And the ending was really smart. And I don't want to spoil much else because if you do watch it, you might just I don't want to take the cold shoulder. I'm not a trained professional wrestler. I might have I can't do the work, but it was really good. And then Kingston and Jericho. Oh, that was one of the that was good. The tag championship, the ladder match, the world title match. The only match I didn't like was the women's world title match, and the only reason I didn't like is
I heard about that too.
Yeah, it's the in my opinion the wrong person won. I understand kind of why they did that, but in my opinion the wrong person won, and that's my.
Now opinion. I did see that sweet Jade cosplay.
Yeah, that was. I'm actually a big Ty Conti fan. I really enjoy her. And Jade has become very, very much a superstar. Like she's not necessarily the best worker, but she's getting better. But she's got a very cool charisma to her. I think they should keep the belt on her for a while yet. Keep her as far away from Statlander as possible because I think Statlander is the person to beat her. But that's my opinion. I think Statlander deserves a title, and I think that's the one she should get. But keep it on Jade a while longer. She's an amazing star, and that match was good for what it was. It was perfect in the spot it was in. It did wonders. I enjoyed Red Dragon, Young Bucks, Luchasaurus, and yeah, the tornado tag, like the 6-person with Sting jumping off and crashing into tables and stuff. That match was freaking crazy. It was a palate cleanser I did not know I needed. It's like I was hoping you think they would slow down. Nope. Just like, hey, you got your time, go nuts, and they did.
If you can on Instagram, they have a view from the balcony where Sting dives off, and you can see it from that angle, and it looks superb.
No, yeah, it's like, wow, Sting's nuts in the best way. Sting's absolutely nuts. It was crazy. That match was crazy fun. It was perfect because it gave Moxley Danielson in the main event some time, and it's just wow. And I'm excited for, like I said, AEW's a lot of fun. WWE not so much right now, although I will say the Raw Tag Team title match this week is worth watching. It's the only thing on that show worth watching, but it's worth watching, right? So, but yeah, it's just it was an incredibly fun pay-per-view.
A similar story occurred in this.
What the?
It's beyond belief.
Yes.
Somebody sent me a beyond belief thing.
Fair enough.
He's gonna be at I think it's one of the cons coming up. and Jonathan Frakes is going to be there, and like
Ooh.
so I actually this isn't open for debate or anything for people to tell me, oh my god, you need to watch it. Yes, I'm aware I need to watch it. I have not seen Star Trek the Next Generation. I heard it's amazing. Yes, it is on my list. But I love Jonathan Frakes because he's in Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. It's been like my favorite thing since I've seen that. So that's why I love Jonathan Frakes so much. And because he's going to be there, like, that's why I'm going to be there. So I'll be the only geek in line for him for that reason. So damn right I'm gonna be there. But like people who know me know I love Jonathan Frakes, and I love all those memes that are like, it's a lie, we got you, not this time.
It's okay. My non-Star Trek Jonathan Frakes favorite moment. He was my favorite Disney villain. He was Xanatos on Gargoyles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yes. Oh my god.
That is actually truthfully, that's my favorite thing Jonathan Frakes ever did, to be perfectly honest. Fact or Fiction's fun, and yes, I'm not even going to tell you Next Generation's good, but for me, the fun...
I gotta go back and watch that even more now. I love Gargoyles, but I completely forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yes, so Gargoyles
Gargoyles is awesome.
Yeah. Gargoyles is secretly the Star Trek Next Generation show. Because Marina Sirtis, who played Deanna Troi, was Demona. Michael Dorn, who played Worf, was he was the guy. He was the cybernetic Coldstone, I want to say his name was. I don't know if I got that right. But he was in the past. He's fully formed, and when they brought him back, he's like a little bit more of a cyborg type, and he had different personalities inside him too. Michael Dorn played that, so they had like and Brent Spiner, the guy who played Data, is Puck. He's Puck.
My mind is blown right now. I gotta let my brother know about this. He's gonna lose his damn mind.
Yeah. So, like, secretly, Gargoyles is the Star Trek Disney show. It's secretly, it's not really that big of a secret. A lot of these guys went over, like those four. Demona was a regular. Xanatos was a regular, and the other two did show up like on a somewhat regular basis too. Right. So, it's like if you are a Star Trek Next Generation fan, you need to watch Gargoyles because a lot of them were voice actors on that show. Not all of them.
If you guys are like just a good show fan, because I remember it even from a kid watching it, going like, "This is good stuff."
It was good. It was good until the Goliath Chronicles. Then it sucked. That's true. So guys, here's the deal. You watch it until they get back to New York. And after they get back to New York, I'm not going to spoil when. She knows what I'm talking about. There's a scene with there's a 3-parter right after they come back from New York. That's where you leave the show. You just leave it there. It's a great way. It's kind of a great way to end the show, but it because Goliath Chronicles, it sucks. I'm not even going to remotely lie. It blows. But
I'm glad they're just bringing shows back from when, like, I know that this is dating myself, but when I was a kid, they're bringing them back so that I can watch them now and they're updated, like in not so VHS formatting. And I'm just like, oh, I get to watch my X-Men shows and my Batman. I mean, I have the DVDs, but I don't have to put them in the DVD player now, and this is good.
So for me, so Gargoyles. My favorite Disney afternoon show is Darkwing Duck. I just think.
Yes.
That one's my favorite.
Hell yeah, people love Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, most people. And all right, so I enjoyed that. Ducktales was the shit. Ducktales was incredible. I enjoyed Goof Troop. It was silly for what it was, but I enjoyed it. I like Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears was really good too. So the tier 1 ones, here's the tier 1 of the Disney afternoon, folks. It is Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, Ducktales, Gummy Bears. Tier 2 is Chippendale Rescue Rangers and Goof Troop. That's tier 2. Right? And then you go, and then honestly, I can take or leave Tailspin. I could take or leave it. It was not my favorite, but it wasn't bad. I hated Bonkers. I'm sorry. hated.
I watched Bonkers.
I
Like,
just
I put that up there.
yeah,
I'm not saying I'm like gonna die on that hill, but I'd put that up there.
no. See, for me, I enjoyed Aladdin more. I enjoyed
Yeah,
Tarzan
I love
more.
the Aladdin one.
Yeah. So I mean,
That was a good one.
no. So again, we have the same brain damage, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we get along so well. But we enjoy the same stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, that stuff was great. They had good shows. They had fun shows. I consider Rescue Rangers and I consider Group Troop just fun shows. They're not to be taken seriously, but they were never designed to. They were great palate cleansers between. Listen, I don't want to go from Ducktales to like Darkwing Duck one after the other. I want to have something in the middle. Rescue Rangers was perfect in that spot. And same thing. Darkwing Duck to Gargoyles, I kind of wanted something a little bit lighter before we get let's be honest, Gargoyles was some heavy shit and some
You had to work your way up to it.
Yeah,
you had to work your way down from it. You can't like just go to one extreme to like the other.
Yeah,
like it doesn't work that way.
So when you have a show like Goof Troop or again, take it or leave it, Tailspin, they're not necessarily the greatest of their shows, but they're good because they're palate cleansers in between the really good shows, right? Right. Much like a good wrestling card, you don't necessarily want to have really good match together because the crowd just somewhere in the middle of all that dies. You want something that's not at the same level, so you can bring the crowd down a little bit before you bring them back up.
Fun story. Wrestling promoters would sometimes do that with me. They thought like I would be put sometimes in to bring the crowd down because that was a women's match, and then it would backfire. But that's another.
well, see, okay, so my favorite women's wrestling comes from actually the Gail Kim TNA.
Yes, she's awesome. I love her.
No, like that's my favorite stuff. Even now, I think it would hold up because because Kong was just amazing. Like she was absolutely amazing Kong. I know, like she came over here as awesome Kong, but she's also amazing Kong, depending on what you liked. And Gail Kim was the perfect opponent for her, right? Because Kong would beat the crap out of her, but Gail would keep coming. Eventually, Kong would I have to kill you. It's the only, because Kong couldn't break her. She could beat her, but she couldn't break her. And that's why those two worked so brilliantly. Kong could break some women, but not Gail. And that shit is just amazing. And it's like, so from your era, and honestly, ever since that era, I mean, whatever we might think about certain wrestling companies, women's wrestling has been really good in a lot of places. You're not the come down match. Now, from a stake perspective, like just from a point of view of stakes, you can sometimes go one, but that can go either way, right? Like the tornado tag did not have the same stakes as Moxley or Danielson or the world title, but so that's why it was kind of brought the crowd down. Kind of, like I said, a 62-year-old Sting jumped off like into 3 tables, and that wasn't even the craziest spot in the match. That was just one of many crazy freaking, like, that match was crazy in like a way I never would have imagined. But it's the same thing. Just because you're like in like your stakes aren't as high, doesn't mean you can't tell a compelling story in the ring, right? And right. Yeah, you may not want to bring them quite to the same highs because then the guys after you are just like, they're fucked. But you can still entertain the crowd and keep them engaged, and that in itself is a great skill set to have.
Well, that was a thing too. Like that, I would pay attention to see where the show was at on the whole, because I'm not saying I'm the only one that would do this, but like I kind of wish more people would do this too, just to see like where the show was going and to see what their match could do for the show as a whole, and see what the pattern was doing. And then like, because you want to make sure the fans are the ones that get that get that emotional ride, and when when it's like you can kind of see like their energy sap, or you can see it spike. So like you want to do your best to contribute to the show in the best way that you can. So like if
Well,
there's huh?
no, I'll let you finish because I was going to give an example of this, but go on.
Well, there's like there was an example of something that could be a recurring gag. So like let's say one match did something and then like the second match that comes on, like a mistake happened that kind of went along with the first match, that something happened, like let's say that someone tripped on something, and then the second match something happened where someone tripped, and then if you're paying attention you could add that to your match if it comes after that, and then
Yeah.
you adds to that, and then if people are really paying attention you could keep that going. um it's kind of weird because the promoters have an idea like, oh, this is going to bring them down, this is going to bring them up, and it's like if they're not actually paying attention to the show, their idea backstage of what's going to bring them up versus what's going to bring them down, they might not even like have an idea of where the actual pulse of the show is. Like maybe a sleeper match happened where they didn't even see, and now the entire like show is flip-flop, where now a match meant to bring people down is like that's the match of the night so far.
Well, sometimes you get a match that's like you get a match where just two people click, like really just click.
Yeah.
And it's just phenomenal, right? And it's like we didn't mean for this to happen, but it was just that. I mean, because it's not like wrestling is an art form like any other, like theater, in the sense that the crowd is going to play a big role in what you do out there too,
Yeah.
right? So let's just say for the sake of argument, I again, not a wrestler, so I'm just throwing this as an example. Let's say your match was originally going to be like some kind of body part match. Maybe you were working on an arm, or someone was working on your leg, or right, but that's not working. They're like, you know what, we don't want to see that tonight. So then maybe you again, depending on your versatility, maybe you shift to something that's a little bit more move counter move based. Like it's competitive in the sense that now you're just trying to beat each other. One of my favorite like little matches of all time was Owen Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid. It was like a King of the Ring match. It was 5 minutes. Wow, did they put a lot in it. And that whole match was just them trying to pin each other. There was like 2 bumps that whole match. The rest of it was roll up, sunset flip, small package. Like, and it was engaging. It was fast paced. It was engaging. And it was just like, this is amazing. And I was sad it was over because it's like, wow, what could these guys do with like 15 minutes instead of like 5? But that match was perfect for what it was, and it was better. It was my favorite match of that whole night, actually, and ironically, because it was quick and smart. But the crowd picked up on it. You could see it. Like every fall, the crowd got a little higher. Then when Owen finally like countered him and beat him, it was like, oh, but it was like a good, like, oh, right? Because you were rooting for the kid, right? So because sometimes that happens, right? I don't know if that was what their initial plan was, but that's what they ended up doing because the crowd just ate it up. And it was just like, yeah, if I can get the crowd happy doing a small package, shit, I'll do a small package all night long, whatever. It's working, right? So
See, sometimes people are happy with a small package.
that's right. Sometimes. I walked right into that. Right in. Good things come to, anyway, no, we won't go there. But it's just like one of those things where, yeah, you got me. December 1, me 0. But yeah. That's just it, right? Sometimes matches are like, did you ever, okay, so you mentioned you're supposed to be a come down match. So was it just,
well, sometimes then like it happened. It wasn't all the time, but sometimes they would do that, and it like I would know when they were trying to do it, and it would obviously like kind of piss me off. So it
so it motivated you to do something like just
yeah, and then I went out there and did my thing, and like I'm not gonna go out and give like a half-ass match because they felt like bringing the audience down. I don't work that way, so
No, it's like it's gonna be the best. So how much on? You
People
got
are,
10
people
minutes.
are screaming no matter where I am on the card or what the people felt like doing that night. That's not
not
up to me.
No.
Audiences love me, obviously.
Of course, you are the one and only Miss December, Queen
right.
of the Ring, world class. Writer, rock star, cosplayer.
I'm not a rock star. I don't sing.
You don't need
That's
to
for
sing
canaries.
No,
and
no,
for
no.
prison and for prison
But
bitches.
you don't need to sing to be a rock star, right? You just have to be larger than life.
I mean, that's true. I see a lot of rock stars that can't sing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not saying like you don't need to sing. It helps, but you don't need to sing to be a rock star, And right, you just have to be an amazing entertainer and performer, and you are, ergo, rock star. I think I got a little bit. I got a little through there.
No, I'm trying to think of someone who heavily uses auto tunes, but I thought of someone, but I don't. The last time I said it, they got really offended, and then I don't want to deal with them calling me again.
I do not use auto tunes, and they're crying a little bit.
But December, why did you say that? Look, Paris, that was in 2009. Okay, it's over. It's done with. Whatever.
It's okay. We forgive you mostly. Mostly.
You got your own show on NBC now. I don't see why you're still upset. She is though. She's like so upset with me.
It is what it is. You have to live with the fact that some people just are filled with
I don't see what the problem is, but she's still upset with me.
Yeah, well, people's feelings are real and they can't be ignored, but maybe she should deal with them.
Possibly. She doesn't really have them. That's the thing. I'm like, you don't have them. I don't know why you're upset with me.
I got nothing then. I got nothing. Nothing. Not a zip zilch. All right, so let's think about this a little bit here. So you're saying you do a lot more poetry. You've been published a little bit more, haven't you, this year?
No, not really. Not compared to other years. I have some stuff coming up, but I really haven't set about to publishing too much. I've been getting a lot of other people like into the spotlight, but I haven't had too much for myself recently. So not too many things, but I did have one thing come out in I had one thing come out this year in book form. That was the Marie Antoinette poem in the in Christophia from forget which month it was. I think it was March. But that can be found on Amazon, and it's really cost effective. So it costs less than a latte at Starbucks. So it's like $6 or something, and you get the entire anthology in print form if you so choose. But it's by the Daily Drunk Mag, and then it's Christophia. It's a compilation of Kirsten Dunst and Sofia Coppola's movies. It's based off of all of those. So there's like Virgin Suicides, The Beguiled, and then Marie Antoinette and the Bling Ring, all inspired pieces for those. And then I have a piece in Wendy Steensheiner's Sireness. So if you picked up her Kickstarter, you'll have that.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year is not over. A lot of stuff though that I do like would be coming out in October if I do have anything coming up. I should probably have submitted some stuff, but honestly, like a lot of stuff is like just me getting comic artists out, like making sure that their deadlines are met and people see their things still.
No,
how selfish I am. I don't know why people still call me selfish if I don't have anything coming out when everybody else's stuff is coming out.
I have no idea. Like I told you, you are the queen. You are the rock star. You are the writer, cosplayer, wrestler. No, all humble brag. Totally modest. Over like I could keep going, but yeah, keep going. Actually, so I'm going to ask your take on this because I'm curious. Do you know about Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter?
Yes, I found out about that today because Pat
Yeah.
Quinn was talking about it, and that is awesome. I am so proud of him. That is hot. I am so happy for him.
So
I posted about that. Did you see that?
no, I'm actually writing about it. Here's the thing. I actually know some of his beta readers.
Nice.
I actually know some of his beta readers. So
Cool.
I got a hint something was coming up in November. They couldn't outright tell me because he right, but there was one of my streams I regularly attend. I talk business because here's the thing. I'm watching like comic creators like yourself and others doing Kickstarters, but I've seen novelists in crowdfunding. Like my next 3 books, I'm crowdfunding because I here's the thing about me. I don't give a shit about awards. I have like one for the podcast. I've been nominated for one. They're great, but I'd rather just reach a core group of readers and take it for where it's going to go. So I've been studying how to sell a little bit more because it just like it makes sense. And so I'm talking about in my newsletter tomorrow the perfect storm that was Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter. But I also realized too, he's got an interesting problem. He made so much money, so big, like he charged the prices he did, so you wouldn't have to have a ridiculous amount of shipping. That's not he's at that point now where if he wanted a warehouse to just do like to ship books, he could have a warehouse to ship books. That's an interesting problem to have, right? Like
it's like that episode of Breaking Bad where it's just a cube of money.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
That's where
real quick for the listeners, because I have 10 of them myself. Make sure that everybody knows what you're talking about. Those that haven't.
So Brandon Sanderson is doing a Kickstarter with 4 mystery books. I'm not going to talk about the marketing behind that here because some of that is also brilliant. But he has 4 books and he's selling them all for a set rate. Now, Brandon Sanderson is one of the most well-known names in fantasy. In fact, he's probably the best well-known name currently around today. As George R.R. Martin, I don't know if anybody really wants another Game of Thrones.
But it's coming. It's coming.
At some point, maybe. I don't know. Right? And Pat Roth is the other major fantasy writer. And I do believe Pat will come out with book 3. He is working on it. But I don't know when that's going to be. So Sanderson's been the most prolific, consistently big name. So between his fame and his strategy of how he kind of did this, so far, is the most funded Kickstarter in history at $20 million, I think, right now.
25.
25 now? Okay, cool. It's went up since I last looked at it. It's at $25 million. I can't talk about everything on the air. September knows what I'm talking about here. If somehow things kind of balance out for me, yeah, I'm getting the I want the book that my buddies are beta read. I know which one that is, so that's the one I'm going to be going for. So if I can, I don't know if I'm going to get to be able to do that this month, but if I can, I will. I think it's really cool that this is done. I do think publishing's decentralizing. That's what if Brandon Sanderson's going to Kickstarter, that means that publishing is decentralizing as we know it. And I do think in the long run, I think it's a better opportunity for, I think, a lot of writers in general. What do you think?
Actually, I posted about this morning. Pat Shand said like the perfect thing. I can't say it any better myself. So he wrote this really long explanation about how crowdfunding isn't what people maybe think it is. How it's not like you're not good enough, you won't get published at the big house, you need to take it to Kickstarter and have it published here. Like that's not what it is. Like you have so many good like projects and circulated books on Kickstarter and circulated projects on here. Like this is not where projects go to die. This is where like a lot of thriving projects happen now. And I thought it was so well written and so well done that like I was so proud of him. And like I posted on there and I was like, Pat, you are the man. Like I just like so many people needed to read that because there are so many places and people that I promote on my page that are Kickstarter, and I think that they get disheartened so easily because even though they do have successful projects on Kickstarter, they're like, oh well, it was crowdfunded, it wasn't picked up by a big company, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, it's a good book. I don't care what the publisher is. Like, I had a great time reading it. You were funded. You were successful. Like, this is good stuff. Like, you know what? Some of the best books that I've ever read are self-published. Like, some publishers don't pick them up for whatever reason. Like, I've had stuff that I thought was like, and I'll just tell you this, like, I thought it was awesome, and a place didn't pick it up, and I'm like, F you, I'll get it published like myself. I'll just put it on a blog, and people like it. So what?
So here's the thing. Like, I've been noticing this for a bit. Like, okay, so there are other people that have been doing Kickstarters for novels for a while. Like Russell Nolt, he's probably the biggest example I know. He does a lot of amazing Kickstarters, not just for comics, but for his books. And he's been able to craft, like, charge a certain amount of money and course for what he's doing. And again, if you talk comics, Kickstarter has been the #2 publisher or #1 publisher of comics probably for the last 5 years.
Nice.
Easy. And again, it's a quiet thing, but it's the reality of the situation is that traditional publishing as we know it is getting smaller because there's less big companies. Now it's a tricky thing. Like, for example, my physical copy of Alice 1, I want to do a board game with it. And the thing about that is I can't do that at a traditional publisher. I'm getting it crowdfunded. I don't give a shit that is crowdfunded. I'm just going to put it out because that's where I think it's going to do well. My next book after that. So, do you know who Anvu is?
Oh yeah, dude, I promoted her the other day.
So we're doing a book
Hell
together.
Yeah, we love you, Anvu.
We do. No. So I'm running
she donated some I missed the time frame for this, but she donated some of her awesome art for Mog Park's her auction that she was doing, which we also love. Mog Park, who has her Art Day Mog Park site up, and it's newer, so go and add that. But we love both of those artists, so hell yes, both of you.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. So I'm working on a novel that's part Russian fairy tale, part Parker, part like Knights of Camelot. An's doing the illustrations inside.
Bitchin'.
No, I'm literally sending. I'm quietly sending her chapters of the book now as I write them. I gotta get my shit kind of figured out first, but no, it's something we like I said, I always have a soft spot for her just simply because she was my first drink and draw guest, actually, when I started doing drink and draws. So she taught me a lot of the basics I learned from drawing came from her. So I always will have a soft spot for An. But I said, I had this book you want to do, but I don't want to take it to a traditional publisher. And because why? Right? I at this particular point in time, and by the way, I'm not, to those people listening who are writers that want to go traditional published, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But the truth of the matter is this: depending on what you write, depending on what you deliver, traditional publishing may not be the best place for your story. It might not be. It could be, and same boat, Kickstarter might not be the best choice either. But there's a lot of options out there for everybody. And I think what this Kickstarter proved is that it's possible to do well anywhere, if that makes sense.
Like there are different places to help you choose too. There's different books that'll tell you the pros and cons of all of that. So like, this is a regular publisher, what you're gonna expect. Like, and here's another thing too. Like, if you really like something, but the editor at a major publishing house doesn't like it, they will make you change it, and you have like no say in it. Like your rights are kind of like F you. I'm the editor, like I know it's gonna get passed. Whereas Kickstarter, it's like you're your own person. Like I say what goes. Like it's the director's cut. Like this is the full script, whatever. Me as a person, like I haven't tried to get my my work published, but if I did, I would probably go to Kickstarter. not because I have control issues, but because I would have more fun doing a Kickstarter because I would get to spoil you with more presents that way. Like my book would be like more fun with like little gifts and tokens and stuff like that. So I don't think a regular publisher would like do that. Like they would maybe do like a card or like some promotional stuff, but like I would just like to give you tiers and gifts and stuff and like be like, oh, this goes to this book, and then you get to choose like this little thing to go with it and to have more fun outside of the book. So that's like my idea of fun time with it.
No, I think, like I said, I don't know if it's for every book, but you can have a like Kickstarter.
Are you on mute?
Can you hear me?
There you go. Wait.
Great. Yeah, the mic this weird. Kickstarter, if you have a big enough following, you can do very well on it, and you don't actually need as many people. It's funny that a lot of my author friends are like, is traditional publishing dead? No, it's not dead, but it's a niche now. It's been a niche for a while. It's just one of many avenues you can go down, right? We did mention indie publishing, whereas you do everything yourself. Again, if you have the following for it, you don't go to Kickstarter. Why would you? You have your following, right? So there are a variety of different ways to go out and serve your audience, right? The real trick is, who is your audience? And I think now, as a author, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, you have more choices than you ever did before.
Just make sure that you tell a good story.
That's right. Wherever
because a good story, like, you know what, word of mouth, that is your big ticket.
At the end of the day,
we're going to talk about a good story.
Yeah. At the end of the day. Yeah. So I mean, that's the absolute truth. It's very much that good story starts and ends, and also be a good person. I know this sounds like a really weird one, but here's the thing. Because I know you better than I did a couple conversations ago when I first met you on Chuck's show, right? I'm more inclined to support you because I know you a little bit better. And
he's talking hypothetically. Of course, he's not talking about me. We all know that I am just a hypothetical.
Yeah, absolutely. She is, again, she's the amazing Her Majesty, her Neroship, her the savior to the masses of us all. It is December, but the hypothetical December I'm referring to is the person I talked to on the show. The fact that I know that you're very supportive of the creative community. The fact that I know that you, dare I say, as much as you do praise yourself, you might not praise yourself enough. And
you are so right. I have a new project now. Oh my gosh! Get ready for all the mirrors.
That's right. The oh man, that'd be amazing. That would be a lot of fun if you did that right. That would be incredible.
Hall of Mirrors.
Yeah, exactly. The Hall of December. Yes. What have I done? That's right. What have I done? But I mean, in like that the person.
I need a statue of myself. I think that they can deconstruct the Air Jordan that's downtown. I'll have to make that call tomorrow.
You should.
It's a Wednesday. It shouldn't be too busy.
Probably not, but they might scoff at the Jordan one. You might want to start like,
they have a warehouse. They can put it somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm totally. You're absolutely right. I don't know what I was thinking there for a second there. I just trying to be logical. Actually, real serious question: who's a bigger Chicago icon, Jordan or CM Punk?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah.
Maybe you should tackle Punk first and then go for Jordan.
I mean, CM Punk's got a lot of popularity right now.
Yes.
So I don't think that I could tackle him. He's probably got security. Possibly.
Plus
I'm a big fan of his wife. Like, she's cool. We've talked.
No, she does seem really cool, actually.
Yeah,
So
she is. She actually wrote a really good book. It's one of my favorite books ever. It's called Crazy is My Superpower. So if you haven't read it, it's very good. If you're a fan of wrestling books, it's good. If you're a fan of just regular nonfiction, it's good. It reads like a novel. She talks about growing up in poverty, and a lot of the references that she has, like we're roughly the same age. So she talks about like Lisa Frank stickers and like Power Rangers and Mortal Kombat and being a huge geek and all that and being a writer. And she's very good. She wrote it by herself, so she didn't have any any editors or any ghostwriters or anything like that. So it's done completely on her own. She didn't need anybody to do it. Like, she was phenomenal at it. And she's also written a few DC stories, and she co-wrote the Glow comic book series as well.
yes,
But her name is AJ Mendez.
yes.
Well, AJ Mendez Brooks now.
Yeah, AJ
But
Mendez
yeah,
Brooks.
so
Yeah.
if you get the chance to, Crazy is My Superpower is one of the best wrestling books, autobiographies, and one of the best books that you can read. It's not too long, but it is very good, and it's very entertaining as well. Fabulous writer.
I think I actually admire about her the most is this. She became an attraction in an era where WWE was not looking for women performers at all.
Yeah.
Right?
She has a chapter in there where she says like nobody wants to fuck you is like the actual phrase that they told her, and like they're telling her, like, you're not attractive, nobody wants to, because everybody around her was like a Playboy model,
Yep.
and she could actually wrestle, like, and she's being told like nobody wants to see you and all this, and like she's got action figures, she's got t-shirts, and she's got like all this stuff, like all this merch that's being bought constantly, and all the fans that are showing up have like the Chucks that she's wearing, the Converse shoes, and they still to this day wear that, and it's awesome. And she's like shorter than me too, and I'm 5 foot, so it's pretty.
No, she but again, she became a larger in life character in an era where she was not looked at all. And if it wasn't for her, there would have been no Paige. And if it wasn't for Paige, no Divas Revolution in WWE. And like, again, she doesn't get enough credit for that. Like I said, and she had a really tough road. I think more than I think people realize, because
she did.
Because if you look back at that, she was literally the only one at that time. And when they put the title on her, she was the only character there. And it was crazy is her superpower. I mean, she played the crazy chick, the hot mess, the crazy hot mess, and it worked.
Well, she's an actual advocate for mental illness too, because that's like, she talks about bipolar disorder, because she has that, and she had that growing up, and she incorporated a little bit of that. But when she's talking about in her book, she talks about growing in like just really bad poverty, and how like you would not imagine some of the stuff that she had to put up with when she was a kid. It's pretty bad. And how she had to like live as a kid, and like like her parents were kind of messed up, and what she had to deal with as a kid, and like her going through all of that too, and then becoming a wrestler, and then putting the crazy stuff into her character. But reading and writing meant so much to her that she worked at writing contests and earning money enough to help her get to college, and then help her get to wrestling. It's really inspiring, and it was very good. And I stood in line outside for hours at a Chicago bookstore to get to meet her, and I got to talk to her, and it was cool. So December actually did that for her. Well worth it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, because at that time, like, I was not wrestling, but I had wrestled, and I had told her like I was a former wrestler too, and we were talking about that, and I told her where I'd wrestled, because we were wrestling at the same time, but like we were just at different feds. So like she was at WWE and I was at my home feds, but she knew the fed that I was at, and she's like, "Oh, those girls can really work. I couldn't work there." And I'm like, "Yeah, you could." Like you definitely could. And like just hearing that from her, I was like, no, you can write clear too. You absolutely could. They would take you in an instant.
It's
still cool.
well, yeah, no, like it's some of the best stuff. Some of the best stuff is usually at the grassroots. Like, there's some really good workers. There's always people that are like, weekend warriors, but the people that are really serious are usually really really good. And I mean, good talent recognizes good talent. I kind of wish she wrestled had to had a longer career, but whatever. I hope she's just happy with what she's doing now.
I mean, it talks about like she has like spinal spasms, so it's like I get it. It sucks because yeah, I definitely wish she could have done it longer. But totally understand. But she did so much in her time that she was there, though. She did a lot of stuff that people never would be able to do, even if they had double the time that she had.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I think, like I said, doesn't get enough credit. Like, honestly. Yeah. Let's see here.
Go read her book. It's so good. Like, everybody listening, go read her book. Crazy is My Superpower. By AJ Mendez.
Mm-hmm. No, it's amazing. It's amazing some of the stuff that's really, really, really out there. So I guess so I'm going to ask this. I think, okay, again, you've been doing poetry. You've been quietly help building up others. So my question is this. I still feel it. Like I felt it last time. You got a big story inside you. I think you want to tell. I could be totally wrong on this, but I kind of feel like, have you thought about doing a thing like a big comic series or a novel or hell, a movie?
Oh, hell yeah. I actually told Wendy about it.
Really?
Yeah. She's in.
That's cool.
She loved it. She was cracking up. She liked it.
That's cool. You should do it then.
You know what? Like I don't know, because like then it would take me away from doing the things that I do now. I will think about it. I will think about it.
But okay. I'll just say, I'll say my last piece, and I will let you. I'm not trying to pressure you or anything like that. Just something I've learned. If it's inside you and wants to come out, it needs to, right? Or it comes out in other ways. I tend to find. So I hope you do.
I also have very bad imposter syndrome. Like you guys would not understand how bad it is. So like I can tell you guys that, and then I know that people like, and you guys are amazing with reaching out and sending messages and stuff, but like as empowering as that is, it's like it's so bad. Like
I intimidated my imposter syndrome with beer. That's how I overcame it. I did the Homer Simpson thing to it, and eventually just kind of shrunk. Now I just have like this giant big head that occasionally needs to get popped once in a while, But I mean, I can live with that character flaw.
And I get just more attention of posting pictures.
No, it's fair. It's no. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have it. For me. So I'll just tell you mine. My biggest imposter syndrome is when this podcast was nominated for an award. Because that was like, I actually was thinking about quitting doing this. This was about episode 150, 160-ish, right? This is just how long ago this was. And I was like, who's listening to my show? Like, because I had no idea at the time. And I ended up going to the show, and I get nominated for this thing. And I'm like, what the hell? And I, for like a month, did not know how to deal with that, because I never experienced, like, it's easy when you, like, I'm used to falling on my ass. Like, we all are used to, like, we try to ride that bicycle the first time, the training wheels come off.
Maybe you guys are, but I'm used to having people pay for pictures of it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But success for me was scary. And then I had like this like moment of epiphany of, okay, how did I get here? Okay, I did this. What do I do so well that people noticed? And most importantly, I asked myself, what could I do to get in the way of that? And that was just an honest assessment of me. And like I said, that's why I'm not going to tell you. I know imposter syndrome is a scary thing. It is terrifying. It is a fear of change. Like, it's actually scarier than failure. Failure is familiar. success can lead to who knows where it leads. So that's
very
why
true.
I'm just, yeah,
Everybody
that,
listening, I hope that you're listening to that. It's so true.
yeah, they're two sides of the same coin. They're both fears of change, but they're just different fears. The fear of success is very much, and for the imposter, like, you don't deserve this. It's not that you don't deserve this. You're scared of, like, that you got here. You don't know how you did it. You're just here, and you're like, whoa, cool. Now what? And that's when it gets scary. And so what I did was like, okay, look, I'm going to be scared my whole life. I'm going to go into situations that are well beyond what I'm equipped to deal with. I have made a personal vow: never let me not knowing what I'm doing stop me. That's just that I have learned that that is not to worry about them. This is my answer. It's not necessarily yours. But what I've learned is, if I'm honest with myself, I just would rather, like, for me personally, I would just rather head into the unknown and see what happens and be okay with what happens. It's kind of why I started drawing. I was terrified of being, what if I sucked? And then I went the other way. What if I do? So what if I suck? Right? And I've been able to draw ever since. And I don't worry about being good when I draw. I just do it. And then it solves the thing. And I have found that's the best way to deal with the imposter too. It's just like, your imposter that talks really, really bad, just do the thing. He'll talk really loud at first, and then he gets a little smaller. He never completely goes away, but it does. You learn again. You Homer Simpson it down a little bit, where Homer used to talk to his brain and go, "Shut up, brain, or I'll kill you," or right. You can go, "Shut up, imposter," the same fucking way, and it works. You're incredible. And I mean this. You're incredibly. You are. I hate to say this. You genuinely deserve the best. And I just
know.
But also just give yourself that chance. That's what I sincerely hope for you. Just give yourself that chance, even if it doesn't work out the way you imagine it will, what you hope it will lead somewhere. Like I said, we talked about off the air. It's kind of like that's my attitude with it. Really, it sucks. Again, that, ladies and gentlemen, I can't talk about it too much. She knows it sucks what happened to me. It's on one hand, but on the other hand, I get this really weird feeling that it's going to lead to bigger and better things anyway. I did something very cool that I'm proud of, right? But all things change. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but it'll lead me somewhere better. And I have that weird faith in that. So
I'm not going to give you, like, when a door shuts, a window opens thing.
no.
I know that you're struggling right now, but I think that, like, once you step away from it a little bit, like, once a couple of days have passed, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I was worried about that. Like,
I get it. No,
in 5 years, you're not gonna care at all.
No, not even a little bit. Like
Yeah.
no, I totally know that too. Right this minute, it sucks for obvious reasons. But, and again, folks, I'm sorry, I'm teasing this. December knows. She knows the secret, and that's all there is.
Yeah, but I'm a big tease, and you're not gonna get anything from me.
But that's the thing. Like and again, this is the weird thing. I know I'm going to be all right. Deep down on the inside, I already can kind of feel it, but I'm still in the process of things shifting. And because I'm still in that process, it sucks. Does that make sense?
Guys, for me, what I do, here's one of my favorite things. Like, I will listen to a song called 100 Years by Janice. And
Okay.
it's a song, it's like, in 100 years, no one is going to remember or care. And it's not something to bring you down. It's just to remind you that, like, this is fleeting and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, but it's Janus, the two-headed god. So Janus, Janus.
Okay. I'll listen to it. No,
it's
absolutely.
And it sucks because they had these two, like, this one kick-ass amazing album. The sophomore set was really good too. The first one is Red Right Return, And then like I think they were from Wisconsin. And then I know that the lead singer now owns a pizza place in Wisconsin, or he did a couple of years ago, because like they had this kick-ass run and then they just like broke up. And I was devastated because this band was so awesome. Oh my god, like their whole album is so good. And then the second one is good too, Nox Eris. And then yeah.
It
Oh
happens.
man, so good though. I gotta tell somebody about that one.
No, so I just interviewed, like I said, I just interviewed a pirate band called Crusade of Bards, right?
Yeah.
They are, so me and the lead singer, like we talked for an hour, and one of the hardest things, I imagine this is true, with any kind of like art when you're working with somebody, the relationship has to be really good though. Like at the very least, you've got to be strong enough to go thick and thin, and people grow apart. It's just. And it sucks when it's your favorite stuff. Like I have, there's I can't remember. Hold on, give me a quick second. I'm going to do a terrible thing here. So one of my favorite songs is called Egypt Central. That's the band.
I love Egypt Central. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
hang on. It was like I know that you like it because of Alice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
you would know Egypt Central. Holy shit! Yeah, no, I know who that is.
Yeah.
You talked to the lead singer?
Well, I haven't had a chance to meet him, but I would love to. I would love to have that opportunity. I would love to have that opportunity.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. So the thing is, that's an amazing band. They only have like 1 or 2 albums, and they broke up a decade ago, and it sucks. But yeah, yeah.
They follow like Alice.
Oh no, like, so my Alice 1 playlist is it's like the second song on that list is at Egypt Central, right? So it's like it's White Rabbit. So
yes.
Have
you heard Shinedown? Her name is Alice.
No, I haven't heard that one. That one.
Oh, dude, that's probably the best one.
So did you read Alice 1, like all of Alice 1? I'm just curious if you have or haven't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
I gotta work up to it. It's like the gargoyles.
Yeah. So Alice 2. So I'm mashing up Through the Looking Glass and The Houses of Fate, and I'm putting them together in a really, really fun little mashup. So I like, yes, I already know where the next Alice story is going, like I said, but it's one of those real. It was one of those real moments where how do I put this? No, I've thoroughly enjoyed the character of Alice, and the thing is, if I look up Alice in Wonderland on like a Spotify playlist, holy shit, have bands played with that concept. There's all kinds of them.
There's Painting Flowers by shit, I forget the band, but it's on the Alice in Wonderland soundtrack from Tim Burton. But that one's a good one. Alice, Avril Lavigne, both of them, the extended and the regular version. That's really good.
That's my favorite Avril Lavigne album, by the way, is that album.
That's a Goodbye Lullaby.
Yeah, no, it's her best. In my opinion, it's her best album.
Yeah.
It's her best album. Too. Yeah. I had just survived my own personal apocalypse, and I was like, Recovery by Eminem and that album were my favorite 2 albums that year, because I had hit that kind of like that same personal point in my life where it was like, I still give a shit. And I gonna get that passion, but I've been through the ringer. And both of them at that point they were just talking about it in different ways. And the whole thing I loved about that Avril album was, she's like the whole thing about that album was she's trying to tell herself not to care so much, but the truth is she still does. She's just a little smarter about it than she used to be, just a little. Not right. That's the whole. And I got that album so much for that. And Eminem, the Recovery album is very much the same thing. It's like, you know what? I'm going to step off the most uncomfortable ledge I can, and I'm going to jump. He sang in that album. He hasn't done as much as I enjoyed his last album. Music to Be Murdered By is really good, right? It's like his most experimental is Recovery. He tried something very different, and I think it was his best album. It's probably his other really good album. He's had a few good ones in the middle of that, but that one, I just love that because he went outside his comfort zone so much. And I got that too. Like it was like same thing. He had been through the ringer. He was kind of rebuilding and going out completely on a limb. And I dug that so much. Both of them, but just in different ways. Arrow still can't maintain her like pop formula, but her coming out about what she cares about, what she values, the fact that she still gives a shit was I thought really strong. And I thought Eminem's like, I'm just going out on a fucking limb. I'm free from my demons. Now what? And I thought those were two amazing albums that year. God, I'm old.
No, you're not. Eminem is like I want to see him live so bad.
Yeah, I know. He's like the one. He does live shows so rarely now. It's
yeah, it's like I don't want to go to the Super Bowl though to see him.
You go to okay. This is my inner Canadian. I don't get American. Like I don't know if I could watch an American football game in the stadium. I just don't know if I could.
I can't do it here, Chicago, and it's freezing. I'm not doing it.
No, no. Well, I can't talk. I live in Canmore, Alberta right now. We go to minus 30 sometimes. We go to minus. I got pretty mountains though. I've been posting pictures of those. People seem to like that stuff. So, but no, I like him performing is like it's such a rare thing, and he's really good at it. I wish he did it more, but yeah, I'd like to see him live. I'd love to. I want to see his version of the dark. I would love to see the darkness. I'd love to see him to perform his 8 Mile track. I'd love to see him perform just a lot of his good stuff live because they're really like he's really good, man. He's really really good. So
that's what a lot of people don't realize is like he's a poet. Like he was an Olympian for his words. Okay, people, like when he says rap god, like he means that he's an emperor with words. Like he knows his shit.
His lyrics are still leaps and bounds ahead of most people's. His beats, I'm not as sold. Like I think at this point, him doing some like again, I wish he was still a little more experimental that way. But no, like his lyrics are. He has so many levels to his words. Like there's just layers. He is the master of entendre, like legitimately, like the absolute master of entendre. I've never seen one line mean so many different things in one. Like he is so good at that. It's just like
there's a reason that we were all defending him when he first came out in the back in
My Name Is
like back in the day, like we're all defending him, and I don't want to sound like get off my lawn, but like the adults, oh my god, he's rapping, and it's like, no, have you listened?
To me, he was the last rock and roller, and what I mean by that is this, in one sense, love songs are awesome, but there are not many bands that go out. He would occasionally speak on some real stuff that was just like, okay, The Darkness, which was, okay, again, the ultimate double entendre. Talking about getting ready for a show and also at the same time playing the guy that's about to go into a mass murdering spree. It's like deep stuff, like some some parallels that probably were a little disturbing to him to write. And then all of a sudden he gets to like the big finale where the serial killer goes absolutely mad. Not a lot of like artists would try that. Like a lot of rappers go, hey, I'm a rich motherfucker, look at my shit and be jealous. Nope, fuck you, I'm talking about shit I give a damn about. And that's what, again, I think that's what makes good art, period. What gives a damn about.
Right? I have never seen him smile.
I've seen him smile once, just once, right? I've seen him smile once. He does. Again, that was a dude, and that's a dude that very much has, again, he's got anger, like definitely a lot of anger, and a lot of it is justified. I'm not gonna say it's not.
He's got reason for it though. That's
no, it's true. I don't. But you can look into his eyes, man. You can see it. Like I've seen those kind of eyes before. That's an angry guy that's been seeing a lot of shit, and you can definitely tell that. At the same time, seriously, I just hope he finds peace at some point in his life, like some real legitimate piece.
He's been sober for like 20 years.
Oh no. So sober is good, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he still has a little bit of that edge to him, and you can just tell it's like, you know, maybe when he gets to 70 and 80 years old, maybe he softens up a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe not. You know, but
He looks like he has an age though. There's like he's.
Oh yeah, he takes care of himself. You know, no, honestly, good on him. Like with some of my favorite stuff. Like I said, right now I'm listening to a lot more metal. Like I said, I'm interviewing more metal bands now. So I found a publicist that deals with metal. So I get all these like albums for free now. It's like, oh, my life sucks so bad. It's like you get to listen to this. Hey, this is cool. Can I interview them for your show? And for my show, and I stumbled onto that with I was looking up a local band in Calgary. Right. And they're represented by this one guy. Now I've got this access to all these bands from all over the world. So it's like very cool. So I'm trying. Yeah. So that right now my palette is metal. I write, though, generally speaking, I'm enjoying right now when I write Taylor Swift. Ironically enough, I discovered her late. I am uncool deliberately. Shut up, everybody. And I generally write to Lights. I don't know if you know who that is.
I think I've heard of them, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
I know who Taylor is because she's obsessed with me. She wrote the song Back to December in 2009.
Yes, fair enough.
I go back to December all the time. Of course you do, sweetie.
Yes, everybody goes back to December. Once you have one, right? It's true. I mean,
I'm not going back to you, though. Duh.
Yeah, no, you've moved on. You've totally moved on. Yeah. What's your favorite comics you've been reading the last little bit?
What's my what?
What's been your favorite comics you've been reading the last little bit?
Oh, Tarot Witch of the Black Rose by Jim Ballant.
Ah, very cool.
Now that is also an independent publisher for those of you that are worried about like the big two only doing the best stuff. And to be honest, I cut reading like the big two, like most of reading the titles there, because I actually like the independent stuff better. So I just buy that stuff instead because I like the stories better. So
I'm down to
the Black Rose. It's like I focused all my efforts on getting the complete run, which is a hard thing to do.
Yes, it is.
But I did it, and it's the only complete run that I have, and I wasn't doing it just to do it. It's like I did it because I wanted like all of the awesome Jim Ballant art and the awesome Holly art. And I mean, there's still some variants in there, but now I have all of the stories and I can read them in the complete sitting, and they are amazing. And there's a reason they're my favorites, is because they're great stories and kick-ass art. And hell yeah. So jimballantstudios.com. There's a reason that I tout it so much. And it's like, I have amazing taste. So read that, like read one.
How you spell his last name?
Balent. And he's the person that did the black and purple Catwoman in the 90s. I guarantee you that she would be familiar to you.
Jim Ballant Studios?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming this is correct for everybody here watching, listening.
Yay! Thank you for that link.
Yeah,
everybody gets hooked up.
Yeah, no, I'm not put that.
He's also the nicest person in the world, and so is Holly, his wife, and she's an amazing artist in her own right.
Yeah, it's cool.
And hollysheart.net is where her site is if you are interested in her work. Sometimes she does a guest cover for him, which is also cool.
Oh, hollysheart.net?
Hollysheart.net.
As an HEART?
HEART.
Okay. This one.
Yay! Thank you.
No, I have no problem doing that. I'm here.
Cool people.
Yeah, that's where people can go watch and see and play and listen, like I said, and that's always really cool. I still read for some of the big two, but some of them. So here's like, for example, I'm reading Harley Quinn. Here's why I'm reading Harley Quinn. Stephanie Phillips has been a guest on the show. She's quietly been a really good like writer. I've been following her independent days. Just got picked up by DC. Riley Rossmo has been a friend of mine since before he broke in the industry. They're both doing that book. Ergo, I'm buying that book. And I'm a Green Lantern and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I'm okay with my I've been reading Green Lantern since I was a kid, and seriously, when Kevin Eastman was doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and I saw it at the comic shop, just like, I'm in. I don't care. Just I'm in. And 124 issues later, I'm still in. And everything else I've gotten ever since. So it's just like, yeah, it's like, fuck it. I'm not gonna like, again, I like my stuff. The only other stuff I'm reading right now, I'm reading a couple image books, and I'm also doing Cowboy Bebop from Titan Comics right now because I like me some Cowboy Bebop. I don't mind, and I was collecting the Darkwing comic book as well when it was actually in circulation. It was really cool. I was sad that they ended it where they did. It was like some of my favorite stuff ever. They did the return of Splatter Phoenix in the final issue, which was just like, I'm in. And I also just love how much why that show was my favorite was I really enjoyed the relationship between Darkwing and Goslin. That was the heart of that show, and it was amazing. And one of my favorite things as the show progressed was she became more and more like him. It was actually it was just like, it was like endearing. It was endearing, like in her own way. She emulated the person she loves the most. And the funny thing is, what I loved about that dynamic was, he loved her more than anything else. That was what he fought for. And it made such an amazing, it was just such an amazing book. So, and also an amazing cartoon. So, yeah.
There's like, if I see the writer Chip Zdarsky anywhere, I will pick it up. He's someone that, like, if he's on a title, it can be anything. He's such a good writer that I don't care what it is. I'll get it to read it. Lately he was working on Daredevil, like the 25 through 30 books, and he was also Amazing Spider-Man, the Kindred books. But he also did some DC stuff, and he was doing Incredible Hulk, a couple of titles from there. But again, like, I really don't care like what he ends up writing. He's done.
You're a fan of the creator, not the books necessarily he's doing.
Yeah, some of it, but him in particular, because he's just so good that it's like I eventually noticed like what the good books were, and then I was like, oh, it's the same writer. This makes sense. And then I was like, yeah, this guy's awesome. So I'm gonna pick him up.
My favorite writer of that from that particular thing. I'm a big fan of Tom Taylor. I enjoy Tom Taylor's stuff. He always does a good book, no matter what he does. Whether it's Supergirl, I loved his X-23 as Wolverine run. It was fantastic. I really, really dug it. So, indie-wise, my favorite book I've read so far this year is Snowpaw. Speaking of Mog Park, like Rob and Mog, that was really good. Really, really good. That's the best book I've read so far this year. The creator I'm really hoping comes back next year is Christopher Moron. He did a book called Peerless, which is like a blaxploitation kung fu mystical magic. It was
nice.
It was really cool. And I'm hoping he does another one this year. He is incredibly gifted as a creative, and I would love to see more of his work. I want another Chuck Palahniuk novel. I want to see him actually.
Who doesn't want more Chuck Palahniuk?
Yeah, but no, I want another novel from him. I just want a novel from him.
If you want a novel from him, just ask him who his favorite heavy metal bands are. And then read the transcript.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, me and him actually occasionally still exchange heavy metal, like Outback bands. Matt Knowles does the same thing. I'm actually looking forward. I'm finally getting my hands on a Matt Knowles Steph Cannon book. I've been wanting to do that for a bit, so I'm finally getting to do that. And like I said, folks, yeah, I get to work with On Boost sometime this year. It's going to be really, really fun and exciting. And I'm drawing my own book, which is scaring me to death. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's trying to be. I'm trying. So are you. Real quick before, I think I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, by the way. Thank you for coming back.
Of course you have.
Of course. It's the Great December. So, hold on a second here. So, I'll show you a couple things before I go here. This is the unicorn taking the dogs for a ride in the game of pool. Yeah.
Man,
I've gotten better at the draw. I've gotten better at the drawing thing. I don't know if I'm good yet, but I've gotten better. I'll show you one I did. So this is Bill Maz's Naira X. So when Bill came on the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool.
Now tell me about that one.
This one?
Yeah. Your mute's on. You had your mute on.
Hold on a second.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. I hit my mic. I'm sorry. So this is basically
So excited about your drawing that you hit your mute button.
Yes. So this is from Naira X Reborn #1. I took that cover. I had Bill and Kat as my drink and draw show. It's like I told him like I drew. So my initial drawing for the night was I have a Russian model friend who's got family in both Ukraine and Russia. So I gave a shot at trying to draw her. Now I again didn't get her proportions right, but I thought I did okay, all things considered. Right. And then after that, I go, I'll draw Naira. Right? I'll draw Naira, I'll try to figure her out. And so that's what this was. It's like I had Bill and Kat there, so I might as well just do it. Kat actually gave me a bit of a color lesson because the big challenge with Naira is her white hair. I don't have a white pencil crayon, so it was just like, well, how do I do that? And she goes, put a little light blue in the hair, just a little light blue, and it'll create that color theory. I'm like, Kat's a genius, and Kat Maz is a genius. There you go. So, and then all of which to say is like again, no pressure on your imposter syndrome. But like I said, I'm not afraid to look foolish ever. And even though I'm not saying I'm bad, I'm still a long way from good. But I have a blast, and it's made me a better storyteller. So
look foolish. I got spanked by other wrestlers in front of like a small crowd of people, in front of strangers. It's not like a fear of looking foolish. I guess I'd just rather be wrestling when I do it is all.
Oh, that's nothing wrong. Hey, listen. There's totally nothing wrong with that. Okay. So you got between all this, yeah. So I'll ask you a wonderful, fun little question when I am fully ready to actually start showing off some of the pencils on the interiors of the art of my book, which will be scary for completely different reasons because I've never actually tried to draw for money before. And what I mean by that is I'm actually putting it in a story, almost like a comic, but not. Would you like to see some of the pictures yourself? I'll send them to you.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you trust the mail, though, the mail has been really rough up here. So just make sure that you're okay with that. They play soccer with the stuff up here sometimes. So just that's another thing. People I cannot emphasize this enough with your Kickstarters. Send them in secure packaging. Send Geminis. You guys do not understand. Yeah, it's bad.
No. So this is what I do. So I take so what I do for art pieces. I put it in an envelope, but what I'll do is I'll put cardboard around the art. Because what I'm going to do is I used to work at a shipping company. So I know better than most because I was the one loading those trucks sometimes. And I'm going to tell you now, if it's not Christmas, I did my best to take care of it. When it was Christmas, well, let's just say, guys, unless you see how we put the mail together, probably the better. Because at that point, all we care about is getting it out. We don't care about how.
The mail is really lots of people are ordering stuff online these days, you guys. I know that some of you think that skimping on shipping is good the way that packaging is, but to people that are getting your Kickstarters like me, it's not, because they're coming in and they look like ass. And sometimes that's why I'm not showing your stuff. So please, for your own sake, do the extra effort on the Kickstarters, like package them securely. I would do that for you guys. I have done that for you guys. Please do that for your fans that have put their backing into you. Like, please, it just, we want to get nice things from you. I'm sure that you want your projects to arrive safely to us. Like, otherwise, the people that don't know what wonderful things are in your boxes, they're going to kick the shit out of it, and it's going to come to us like really nasty and
absolutely
crappy, and it's going to suck. Please don't do that. We don't want to get it like that. I know I don't want to get it like that. It blows. I really don't want to send an email going like, hey, can you like send another one? Like, I actually hate sending emails like that. Like, I just wish I
totally.
would just get one awesome one where I can snap an awesome picture and go, hey, this looks amazing. Like, I can't wait to read it. Please, I seriously hate sending those pictures.
Yeah.
No.
It happens. It's been a while since you've done your blog. I was actually looking at what to promote for you because I do believe we've had a wonderful conversation. And something that echoes, so yes, I speak as someone that used to ship stuff for you guys. I'm just saying this very bluntly. Yeah, take care of your mail. Just do it. You might not think it's a big deal. No, it really is. It's a big deal.
Like, and I'll say this too, like, as a backer, if I see something just like tossed in the box, like with no care whatsoever, I'm like, my first thing is like, hey, if you care so little about your campaign, like, why should I at that point? And it really sucks to have that mentality, but it's like, I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, but when I open something and I see it like carefully packaged and all this, I'm like, they put so much care into this, and it's like they really care about this, and they can't wait for me to open it, and it's like I feel that love.
You do.
I feel that love.
Yes. See, like I said, she's not as cold-hearted as she plays. Sometimes at least.
How dare you, sir? You are gross.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, your eminence, your majesty, your majestic one, your narrow ship. I said that already. I'm running out of things of compliments I can say. It doesn't sound like I'm repeating myself too much. So I think maybe we should wrap the interview up before I get cold shouldered on the air. I don't want that to happen.
He's referring to my finishing move for people that don't know. Which, by the way, how dare they?
Yes, if they don't know, now you know. Don't ever let yourself get like caught. So, is it all right with you? What would you like me to plug for your stuff?
I have the Sapphire Spectre #3 coming out this month on Kickstarter from JT Malloy. So thank you again, JT, for letting me grace your cover. That was awesome of you. I'm really happy about that one. It is all purple because I play Violet Vixen. Or Violet Void, sorry. Violet Void. I'm a super villain.
So who is it again? Sorry.
Violet Void.
No. I mean, you're creative. JT Boyle?
Oh, JT Malloy for Sapphire Spectre #3. And that's going to be on Kickstarter this month.
Let's see if I can find it. Right. Oh. I'm trying to be a professional here and find a link for it so people can actually go do it. But I can't seem to find a link. I am not.
We'll get you a link.
Yes. I'm not professional, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what I will do on top of that then. Because I did find this link. I don't think you mind. Do you mind if I share this?
Oh yeah, of course.
So this is the Miss December's Instagram. It's awesome. She does December cosplays. She shows all kinds of cool books on there. She's really, really good at promoting others. And yeah, she's really, really fun and good at that. And like I said, I don't want to say I don't want to say that S word again because then I will get cold shouldered. But she is a very good person to have on your side. And honestly, she promotes a lot of great books on a regular basis. It makes me feel guilty. I don't have the money to support more books than I do right now because there's a lot of great comics out there. There really, really is. And Miss December helps let people be aware one step at a time. So that's your Instagram. And how is that where people can contact you too?
Yeah, they can do that. Facebook is a really good platform to contact me on as well. And then I also have my OnlyFans page. and then
What's
they
your
can see.
OnlyFans?
It's
Is it the
onlyfans.com/themissdecember. And then that's where I have a whole bunch of pictures of me in my cosplays and my lingerie shoots and my selfies that I have tons of selfies on, but I upload there.
So I got that.
Not even Facebook can handle all of my selfies.
Well, no, Facebook just malfunctions, or they send you. How dare you be dirty? That's basically what Facebook says. It's like, how dare?
That's
how
the
dare
thing.
You
It won't break your bank. It won't get you in trouble in your relationship, and it's not gonna get you in trouble with the feds either.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm not looking to tear your relationship down. I'm not looking to get you in trouble with like hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm not looking to do anything like that. And it's less than you would have spent at a wrestling show of mine for a wrestling ticket. I also have some promos on there where I go off on like people that piss me off and stuff. So it's pretty funny from what I'm hearing.
I have to that I may have to check out because that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, I think that's like more of the selling point than pictures. Actually, is just like me talking about people that make me upset, but whatever.
Well, I look at this two ways. Like, again, you are an incredible performer. So, I mean, the fact that you're still performing, even if it's just on OnlyFans, it's still cool. And hey, like I said, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we'll see you do it one more time. Like I said, secret hope. I want to see you, face Jade Cargill in a squash match. She can give you the Jaded, right? And then that'd be kind
Why would you want to see that? I don't want to get squashed by Jade Cargill.
Okay, fair enough. How about I actually know who I actually wouldn't mind seeing you wrestle. I think it'd be interesting. I'm actually a big fan of Allie, the bunny.
Oh yeah, I can't remember if she was on one of the cards that I was on. I'd have to go back and look at like the team photo, but she might have been on the same card as I was once, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's a good storyteller in the ring. Like
she's a very good worker.
Yeah, no,
I'd wrestle her for sure.
Yeah,
I just wish that she would like be the bunny in the ring, because it's like once she gets in the ring, it's like there's no indication that she's the bunny. It's like, where are your ears, where are your tail?
Actually, you know what I think they should do with her? Like I want her, if she wears any ears, they're like they should be a little demented. Like only like one ear's there, or maybe like just because she's not all there. So I mean, if like she can, it takes someone really really unhinged to pull some of the stuff off she does. So that's
I mean, I totally would, but like I'd go to the ring and I would like get a carrot and I'd just be like,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
People need December, duh.
They do. They totally do.
Like, who else would think to do that? I'm so smart.
So would you like to come back again at some point, your Royal Highness? Absolutely. I would love to have you back.
Of course you would.
I will say, so guys, check out our OnlyFans. So we're going to do this one more time. This is our OnlyFans. Check her out there if you want to actually get December pretty much raw and uncut and who she is. And she's, again, amazing performer, amazing person. Also, she supports other great books. I'm just going to mention her Instagram here. Right? She supports great books. She's supporting, and get to see some cool cosplays here as well. Check out the Miss December. Just look for the Miss December pretty much everywhere, and you will find her. All right.
I will promote like your project and your stuff. If you have a crowdfunder, if you have a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, just let me know what it is and what you want promoted. That's not a problem. Just let me know. That's my whole thing. Artists, no, you don't have to pay for that. I don't do that. That's not a thing. That's not what the purpose of that is. I just want to get you guys traffic. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be a dick to other people. I don't kick you off for that. Most of the time people show themselves out after they get embarrassed by other people that call them out for being a dick for stuff like that. So please don't do that. It's just like you'll embarrass yourself doing that. And we don't, like, my whole thing is not really to embarrass other people doing that. It's just like, you're supposed to be supportive. That's what I'm doing in the first place. I would think that other people would like to do that too. But yeah, basic principle of just be nice. I'm the mean one, and if you're being like meaner than me, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to disagree because I don't. Again, no cold shoulder. I don't want it. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is my newsletter. So what am I doing? This is what I'm basically doing, folks. Is I do motivations every day on my Facebook page. Not everybody gets to see them, but so I'm going to put basically this is what I'm kind of promising you. I'm going to do somewhere between daily and weekly ish. Basically, most days is just going to be 500 words or less. Me putting something out there, usually a daily motivation, where I got the motivation, a picture of some kind from yours truly, like the art you saw earlier here. Sign up. You can sign up. I'll send it to you. Every once in a while, I will go longer. Like the next newsletter, for example, I am comparing Brandon Sanderson to Disneyland and the movie theater because honestly, a lot of his strategies are not that different from Disneyland and the movie theaters, and I'll explain why on basically my next newsletter. So that's going to be a little longer than normal, but for the most part, that's what it's going to be. You can subscribe now if you want. And this right here is my latest book release. Hey, Lady Mocha.
Yes.
So real quick, because Lady Mocha, I'm sad to say that we're near the end of this. But before I go, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. We're getting to the wonderful promotional stuff here. December was awesome. We had a really good conversation about everything. We actually talked music a lot more this time around than last time. And December is going to come back again at some point. So nice to meet you, Lady Mocha. I hope you guys stick around. There's a lot of good shows in the archive. If you want to go check those out too. So nice to meet you.
If I get to say Lady Mocha's real name, I will. Just let me know.
Okay. Well,
she has to tell me if that's okay. But
yeah, no, it's fair enough.
That's my boo.
Okay. Well, Lady Mocha, let me know, and I'm going to just do my due diligence. I'm great. I don't know if that's a permission or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a permission or not, but yes. Everybody should go over and see Lady Mocha's cosplay.
I will definitely. Donna?
Everybody needs to see Shauna's cosplay because she's an amazing cosplayer.
If you guys don't mind my asking, Shauna, whom do I know this, or just does that matter? If it doesn't matter, don't let me know. Yeah, her last name. Does Shauna have a last name, or is it Shauna Mocha?
Well, Shauna is her last name. Her first name is Her Majesty.
Her Majesty. Okay, Miss Shauna. Nice to meet you.
My friends are royalty.
Well, I know that. I mean, wait, is Chuck royalty?
Chuck is
Or I just thought I'd ask. Is Chuck royalty? Is Chuck really? I could see him as like.
Chuck knows his place. We'll go with that.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. All right.
Love you, Chuck.
Yes. Before we go, Lady Mocha, a pleasure meeting you. I will definitely check out your stuff. And if you want to honestly, if you want to come on the show, I'd love to talk to you.
You want Shauna on your show, definitely. Shauna gets it. She's like me, like when I do this, like, yeah, you want Shauna on your show. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Lady Mocha, or Miss Shauna, your Royal Highness Shauna, the invitation's there if you want it. So
the first time I saw Shauna live, she had a crown on and she was like sipping tea. And like we did the entire show as December and what was your cosplay? It was like your main one. It was it was from Nintendo. I'm blanking on the name. Bouette.
Zelda? What?
No, it was Bouette.
Bouette? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing. Tell you what, Lady Mocha, if actually, so how am I going to contact you? Yeah, Bouette. Okay. Cool. That's actually really cool. Yeah.
I told her that we needed to do a show together just because, like, me and her together, just like as that show of the two of us, it would probably just be entire ratings and get everybody through the pandemic because we didn't need script writers or anything. It would just like be It would just be like us, and it would take home Emmys.
Nice. No, I no. It sounds like you have a really good friend. It's cool when you meet someone with that kind of chemistry.
Yes. Oh, and she's funny, and she does have chemistry, and she's amazing, and she's bouette.
So Lady Mocha, I'm
Oh my God, I'm wearing the leggings, Shauna. Get my here, hang on. I've got the leggings on. Can you see?
I see.
The legging last. I have the leggings on. We were in C2E2 and I needed leggings, and she found them for me.
So Lady Mocha, I have a question for you. I don't want December to answer because I might get punished for this. So I would put December as one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Do you agree? Let's see if she answers that. Or she doesn't. She's got an evil look on. Now December's got an evil look on her face. She's probably gonna smack me when it's over. Sorry.
He's being distasteful.
Yes. But we'll see here, and then we'll wrap up the show because we don't need to go beyond that. There we go.
I trusted you, you traitor.
Nah. See, I'm pretty good. I am a pretty good judge of character, so I'm glad I'm right on that. Hold on a second here.
Now she's not telling the truth because she doesn't work. We have servants to do that for us.
Fair enough. Well, Lady Mocha, I'm gonna do my last little pitch in here, but then we had already gone for close to 2 hours, and I love talking, but we all have things we do.
Actually, Shauna is a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. That's how we bonded.
Oh, very cool. So you'll love this. So Lady Mocha, this is the story. I matched up Alice in Wonderland and Greek mythology together. Alice is Pandora. The story goes like this. Instead of a rabbit hole, Alice opens Pandora's box and gets a certain Cheshire friend stuck in her head. This is the first full book of the shit I was saying. The first book was called Alice Zero, a chat book. This is Alice 1. So Alice chases the Queen of Hearts over the edge of the world and ends up in the Greek underworld. Where to escape, Alice must place Jason of the Argonauts in a game of croquet. In this Greek underworld, in this maze, right, Alice and company discover gods, monsters, and perhaps the most terrifying thing of all, themselves. The first book, Alice Zero, was nominated from 2021 for an Elgin Award for a chat book. This is the sequel, book 2, both illustrated by Kenzie Carr. It's poetry, by the way, both books written by yours truly. So if you are interested, I guess based on that reaction, I think I hit a button at the very least. So if you are interested, definitely check it out. It's something I'm very proud of. There will be a sequel, hopefully this year. We'll kind of just see how everything plays out, but hopefully this year. To everybody watching, to everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yes, and also check out the Coca-Cola Starlight in this mini can because it tastes like Coca-Cola mixed with Skittles.
Yes.
And it keeps me going.
Yes. Alice and Pandora are essentially the same story, Lady Mocha. And once you figure that out.
She's talking about Greek mythology and Alice, don't worry.
Yeah. Alice and Pandora are the same story. And once I realized that, I had a series. And
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Once I realized that, that's something. And definitely check that out. Like both books are up on Amazon right now. You can definitely go check them out. I promise you they'll be fast reads, and I promise I'll surprise you. That's my promise.
Shauna, I miss you. You do not believe how much I miss you. You think that I'm a sweetheart, Josh. Oh my God, you're gonna love Shauna.
Oh no, I definitely would. Shauna, I'll just mention this. If you are on Facebook, that might be the easiest way to find me, or just message me here and we'll figure it out, and we'll go do a show. For Miss December, for Miss Lady Mocha, for everybody watching, everybody listening, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I will be back. Hold on a second here.
And everybody go and see Shauna's cosplay also.
Yeah.
You can find
also
her on my
do
MySpace.
That. Yes. All right, we'll do that. All right, everybody, have yourself a wonderful night.